Well, good day, everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. Glad to hear that things didn't get too out of hand back home in Nova Scotia, where they are experiencing Hurricane Dorian, a lot of felled trees, a little bit of flooding and stuff like that. But from what I know of, and my apologies if something else happened, far as I know, I don't think there was any major injuries, or better than that, no deaths as a result of the hurricane that they experienced back there. So we'll assume that's the case. And once again, Nova Scotians are pretty tough. They know how to handle these kind of things. And once again, it looks like they've weathered another storm. Anyway, another storm is brewing in the National Football League. If you don't know by now, if you're a follower of the NFL, you probably have either been extremely busy with work, family matters, or away. Yesterday, the Oakland Raiders released Antonio Brown. And allow me to applaud the Oakland Raiders for doing the right thing. This guy comes in there after being a complete troublemaker in Pittsburgh. Did everything he could to get himself out of Pittsburgh, had no connection with his quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. And so anyway, he eventually gets traded to Oakland for a reasonable price. I forget the exact picks that was involved, but they gave up something to get something. Well, it proved to be a complete disaster for the Oakland Raiders, right? They inherited the same guy that Pittsburgh had. And so, as is the case with a lot of these guys, teams think, you know what, we just get them into our program and everything's going to be okay. They'll pan out for us. That did not happen in Oakland. If anything, it probably got worse with this guy. So after all this drama that goes back and forth over the past few months, everything from this guy going to some chirogenesis, whatever the word is called, to treatment for his feet, which the team, I don't know even if they give consent to, I don't know. Anyway, he goes, he does that. His feet get frostbitten, from what we're told. Although he looked pretty high-stepping in practice and stuff, so we'll leave that alone as to the legit of it. Then the whole issue with the helmet thing, he makes this to be a big to-do. And now finally he ends up being completely insubordinate and not showing up to practice and stuff like that. Not a guy that I would be a particular fan of having on my team, right? When you have been accustomed to cheering for the New England Patriots, what's called the Patriot way, you look at other players and when they go through this kind of thing, and you just don't get on board with it. It don't work. It don't fly, right? And so AB is not a guy that I would look at having wanted added to my team. But lo and behold, late in the day, at 4:00 Eastern, is it when they made that? When he would become eligible to be a free agent once again, who swoops in but Bill Belichick? Kind of saw it coming. There was a lot of talk of this, that if he got dropped by the Raiders, that the Patriots would be the one to swoop in. And I remember yesterday, just prior to going to work, I was almost going to do a Duke's Weekender yesterday, saying that, gee whiz, if they release him, I sure as heck hope, the Patriots don't swoop in and get this guy. Look, is Antonio Brown a great player? He is all world. He is maybe still one of the top 3 wide receivers in the game right now. There is no questioning this man's physical ability and ability to play football. That is not my issue. That is not what I'm talking about. I know everybody knows the history of Bill Belichick, of wanting to take these gangsters, for lack of a better word, and turning them around. And you know what? He's probably a little better than 50%, right? He's taken some guys off the scrap heap and has turned them around. He's had some failures. Ocho Cinco, what was the guy's name? The Tennessee defensive end or defensive lineman, forget his name, paid big money for him. Well, that was a flop too. Those two were flops. But for every flop, there's a Randy Moss, there's a Corey Dillon. There might be a couple others that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. But anyway, Bill has this knack to be able to do it. from a football point of view, I get the whole thing. I get the contract. I get everything about it. And I cannot argue the point on any of that. I really don't. It makes it very hard for me to still want to root for this guy like I would root for Gronk, like I would root for Edelman, right? I can root for Philip Dorsett with a bit more conviction than I'm going to root for Antonio Brown. Now I know what people are going to say. As soon as he makes a couple of dazzling catches and him and Brady, should they connect, which is not a given. We've seen these guys, Ocho Cinco to be, for once, come in there. Reggie Wayne came and tried it in preseason for the Patriots. Couldn't hack it. Just because it's Antonio Brown and he has the skill set that he has and the talent that he has, it is not a given that this guy is going to fit in. That is a complex system that is put in place there. And not just anybody can come in there and comprehend it. Okay? Certain guys have come in and have adhered to it. They have molded into it perfectly. Danny Amendola, the guy they let go. I'm terrible when it comes to remembering with names. Chris Hogan. He came in there, fit in perfectly. Edelman, these guys, Gronk, they fit into that particular system, right? But some of these other guys, they have a tough time, all right? They have a tough time. For whatever reason it is, I don't know why. They don't fully comprehend. The only guy that really has come in there and mastered it was Randy Moss, right? So if you think Antonio Brown is on the same wavelength as Randy Moss, which statistically he might get there someday. He's not there yet. Then you know what? It's going to be an easy transition. Time will tell. And I find it very hard to believe that a guy that acted the way he did in Pittsburgh, continue to do it in Oakland, is all of a sudden going to turn the switch off when he comes to New England. And I know it can happen. I know. It's just, man. And you know what? Duke roots for this. He roots for the team, the Patriots, right? I was a Patriots fan before before Kraft took over. And you know what? Still will remain that. It's funny how some people view this. My good friend and sidekick, panelist on the Sunday Night Sports Guys, Troy Bladesy. So I make a post on my private personal page on Facebook. And anyway, just saying, man, in Bill we trust. So anyway, he's like, what are you talking about? Kansas City signed Tyreek Hill for $50 million. A wife beater and blah, blah, blah. Nothing that Brown's done worse. It got nothing to do with being a wife beater, an egg beater, or a weather beater. I could care less about any of that. If we're going to go off that one, then we should look at the owner of the Patriots, the old fart caught in the prostitution debacle last year prior to the Super Bowl. Do we support prostitution? Well, no. So, let's leave the moral concepts out of this thing. I'm talking about behavior when you are around the team, okay? What men do in their private lives is their business. We all have sins, so we can't go judge one against the other, right? Sins, bad things, bad things. None of us would condone any of those kind of things, right? And we maybe have committed shit ourselves. Who knows? But anyway, I just this attitude that this guy had. This is probably one of the worst I've seen. And all due respect, with regards to social media today, we are privied to a lot more information than we ever were before. So we see more. Things are expounded upon more. The media gets involved and they really take it to task, as we know with anything in life, whether it's politics, religion, sports, news, call it whatever you want. It does get maligned and manipulated to be more than what it should be. But the behavior here is pretty evident. Over the past two teams have give up on this guy, right? So now he comes and he is going to walk into the Patriot way. Maybe he does, right? Maybe he does. But I would say this. it's going to take some time and some doing for me to be completely supportive of Antonio Brown. And I hope he does clean up his act. I really do. You don't like to see people go off the skids like that. But man, it's going to take time. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm not going to. Yes, he. Okay, so who cares what he has done with other teams? Clean slate starts now. Well, I guess that's what they said in Oakland, didn't they? Right? That's what they said in Oakland. And how did that work itself out? But it's Bill Belichick. True. Bill's earned that right. What else is he saying? If he doesn't, then they cut him. Who cares? All good points. I'm not denying none of that. I just don't care for the guy. I don't like that attitude. It's Oakland. They're always a shit show. Anyway, that's kind of my spiel for today. They do have him. No doubt they have the most. If these guys are all like, if Josh Gordon plays the way Josh Gordon is, even 75% of Gordon, we can't expect you're going to get the guy that was in Cleveland. No, I don't expect that. If you get a 60% Demaryius Thomas, if Edelman has one more good year in him, and you know what, Edelman's took some hits over the year. That guy took a beating, and man, he just keep going. And I hope he's got another year in him, and he can do it without any further punishment. Because, I don't want to see these guys after their careers, go through some of the crap that we've heard with other guys. But, man, I think it's inevitable. But they do have an incredible receiving bunch there. It obviously is going to make things better for Sony Michel. So if you own Sony Michel in fantasy, his stock just raised, because that's going to really open up things now. Because now, what are you planning for? Do you plan for a full-out aerial attack, or do you, prepare for running? Like, what do you do? Right. So it creates a lot of confusion for defenses. How is this going to play itself out? Like, how's this going to play? What is the Patriots' game plan? Well, a name that gets lost in the whole thing is Josh McDaniels. Very rare, you hear on occasion McDaniels gets mentioned, but it's usually Bill this, Bill that, Bill, and rightfully so. But you know what? Offensively, McDaniel is the one that calls a lot of makes the play calling. He's the one that comes up with the game plan and stuff like that. So a lot of this is going to fall at the feet of Josh McDaniels and how he can get this going. Can the chemistry with Brown and Brady be there like it was with Moss and him? I don't know. I don't think that's what should be expected. It's just going to be interesting. It is. Just right now, I just kind of cringe. Ultimately, is one of these going to catch up with us, right, in a real bad way? So I don't know. It is what it is. He's a Patriot. So he's part of the team. I don't have to support him directly, but I have to support him indirectly until he proves otherwise. And to me, it would be he has a good year behavior-wise, and then he leaves, because I'll guarantee the Patriots are not signing this guy beyond this year, right? Because if he comes and has a good year and they win a Super Bowl, he becomes a free agent. And he's going to command dollars, which he should. He should. That's the way it works, right? Patriots ain't signing him back for what he's going to be looking for. It is a one-and-out situation with this guy, and I understand, Blazy. Yep, it's what do you got to lose? I get all that. I really do. But Tom's at the end here. And as much as he wants to play for 45, we don't have a guarantee of that. It's not like he's 25 trying to go for 30, okay? He's on borrowed time. And to me, I don't want to see this year being wasted, because I think even without Brown, they were, a serious contender to get back to the Super Bowl, right? I think the only one team there that really stands in their way is Kansas City. And does this guy come in what's it going to be? I don't know. Yeah, the first few weeks he's going to be good. He's going to be a good little, toe the line. He's going to walk in line with the Patriot way. Let's see what happens. If the connection with Brady is there right away, we got no problem. That's going to be the key. Can him and Brady connect? Because as we see, this guy's got no problem throwing people under the fucking bus. And I'm sure he knows this is his last shot, and he probably should treat it as such in terms of getting with a team that can contend and give him a shot at a Super Bowl. So he might. But I'm telling you what, mental state is mental state. And some of these guys, ain't got it all together. And he appears to be one at the moment. So chance number 3, just like Josh Gordon, chance number what? Uptillion? Anyway. All right. Don't want to ramble on too much. 15 minutes doing a weekend there. So anyway, that's my spiel for today. I'm cringing at it, but I got to accept it because it's on my team and I want my team to win. He gotta do a lot of things to get me to get my love. Let's put it that way. So anyway, everybody have a great day. Unfortunately, the Dukester's not going to be able to watch any game. Got to go to work for 11:30, and so I get to miss all the action today. I might catch the last quarter of the Patriots Sunday nighter. We'll see. I will get to catch Monday night, but we may be having a show tomorrow night. I need to touch base with my guys, see what's going to happen there. Hopefully, it's going to work out. We get a preview or a recap show of week 1. If not Monday, maybe Tuesday. I'll check and see how their schedules go. So everybody have a great day. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the first week of football, week 1 in the National Football League. Enjoy it. Have a beer for me. Have a drink for me. Have a tote, whatever. Do something for me. Remember the Dukester in your day because he can't watch none of this. And anyway, love my job. Have a great day, guys. Take care.